Sometimes the anointing of redemption comes to you and you must get it then and there. You can't postpone it. That's the thing about anointing. Because anointing grown on trees of olives. And they are not always in season. So they bear. So the anointing to set you free is seasonal. Is not. That's why the angel used to come down in season, stir the waters. I met a man who changed my life in terms of finances and faith to believe to do good things. We had been struggling to even get land where to put the church. We were still renting up there. My spiritual father invited me to go to speak in a conference where he was going to speak. And he asked me and my elder brother to go and speak. My elder brother was Benson, idahosa, because we have the same spiritual father. I spoke in the morning, he spoke in the evening. I didn't know the man. I knew of the man. I know his name was Benson, idahosa, but I didn't know what he had. If I knew what he had, I would have released everything I had. But I did not know. Because the same man met Dangote. You've had a guy called Dangote. He was in the same year when I met idahosa. He had met Dangote on a plane. They were flying out of Benin City to Lagos. He had two preachers and they needed to leave Nigeria, but there were no seats on the plane. Idahosa goes on the plane. He asks people to give up 2 seats so that the men of God will go. They were Christians, they were pastors, none of them moved. Dangote and his sister, they were young people. He's a Muslim. He said, "Man of God, let me give you my seats." So they sat. Idahosa, as Dangote was leaving, Dangote is the one said this once. He said, "Now you will be the richest in Africa. God will give you the wealth of nations." That man today has the largest refinery of oil. He distributes things all over West Africa and Africa. He makes $1 billion a day. He testifies about it. He said, "All my wealth, I met a man who had the anointing and changed my life." In the same year, I met him in North Carolina in a church. I preached in the morning. They gave me a check of $1,000. I was struggling. We had no land. I was just looking today. We are going to have 31st. Probably we are the only free church. We are the very few little churches in Uganda that has land in Kampala. Land where we are not going to pay for 31st. We can have thousands of people here. We have 25 acres here. But how did it come to pass? We started in Chiwempe. I met the man in idahosa. If you can put the crowds of last overnight of 31st. There's no place. People go all the way to the Kabaka's Lake. They come this side, they come that side, and they are here. Many churches are struggling. I don't know what they're going to do on the 31st. Nambole is out of bounds. Kololo is being repaired. Other places are already taken. There is somebody you can meet. Doesn't matter you are not saved. You meet an anointing in its season. It will do wonders for you. So the man asked to give $1,000. That's all I had. I struggled. I even wanted to ask him that money back. But I look back now. Where will we be on 31st? Where will 77 days of glory have been? Where would this church? Because we were struggling, we didn't have money. Let me tell you, we didn't have money. The church was full of widows. AIDS was killing everyone. We were Chiwempe people. But then I came down after I gave my $1,000. Then I saw the building. Then we didn't have money. The favor of God. God is a witness. Pastor Robin Asempewa is there. Because she was the only person and another person who had a car in our church. Everything we were doing, she was the one responsible for brides and everything. We didn't have nothing. We didn't have money. Now, T.L. Osborne had given me a car. I sold it as a down payment for 3 acres. 3 acres. That's where we started. 3 acres. Then we needed money. It had to take an anointing to go to a Muslim to loan you money to pay the land for 3 acres. That's where Miracle Center started. 3 acres. There, that fence. Up to that area. 3 acres. We had no access road. But because of her, and because of the anointing, we went, talked to a Muslim guy. He was willing to loan us the money because the owner was selling. That is 1984. I want you to understand that. 1984. But without the anointing, you couldn't even get the favor. That's what I'm talking about. Because sometimes you're looking at money when God is trying to give you favor because He knows your future. He knew there would be a 77 days of glory. He knew there would be a 2025 where believers need to gather and receive their miracles. He knew. But at that time we didn't have the money to buy that. Where do you gather such people? On the ground of believers. You can do that in government fields. But a land of believers. This is a land of believers. Even if Christ come back, this land is going nowhere. Clap your hands to God. We touch that road. We touch that road. We touch that road. Where do you find that? Now listen. The anointing. The anointing.
You have to receive it in its season.
So here in Dangote,
I wish it is me who gave the place in a plane. I would get the money Dangote has now.
But that $1,000 was so hard.
But I gave it.
And from that moment on, things begin to brighten.
We got land. I got a wife. The anointing increased. We got a TV station.
Waliwo ekituuti kino va ku bituuti omanyi bagenda ne boogerayogera abantu naye kati ndasazeewo mbagambe oba bibalume kuba muli bayaayi kambagambe teri kituuti mu Uganda.
No pulpit in Uganda.
And I'm telling you the truth. Teri kituuti mu Uganda.
There's no pulpit in Uganda.
Kiyimiriddeko mafuta.
That anointings have stood on.
Aga buli kika.
Of every kind.
Ky'omanyi mu nsi.
That you know of in the world.
Ladonna Osborne ayimiridde wano.
Osborne has been here.
Marilyn Hickey ayimiridde wano.
Marilyn Hickey has been here.
Joyce Meyer ayimiridde wano.
Joyce Meyer stood here.
Creflo Dollar ayimiridde wano.
Dollar stood here.
Benny Hinn ayimiridde wano.
Benny Hinn stood here.
Morris Cerulo ayimiridde wano.
Morris Cerulo stood
Benny
here.
Mbabulidde.
I've told you.
Mu ba president.
Of the president.
Bayimiridde wano.
Many have stood here.
Wano.
Here.
Abayimbi bayimiridde wano.
Musicians have stood here.
Abooluganda.
Brothers and sisters.
Kino ekituuti.
This podium.
It is an anointed place.
Kifo kiriko amafuta.
Ogenda kulaba abanene abajja okukyala mu maka go n'ensi yeewoonye kukyale wamu.
You're going to see big shots paying your visit and everyone will be shocked in the area.
Ate abajja.
And those that are coming.
Abajja omwaka guno.
The ones that are coming to visit
abagenda okuyimirira wano.
This year that are going to stand here.
Olwojja okutegeera.
That's how you're going to know.
Nti amafuta be gaakyala.
That when the anointing came.
Omununuzi yajja.
The Redeemer came.
Bakabaka bayimiridde wano.
Kings have stood here.
Bannaabagereka bayimiridde wano.
Queens have stood here.
ababaka ba Isirayiri tebava wano.
Ambassadors of Israel are always here.
Kankomaawo. Amazima gaagano nti guno omwaka tomala gaguyingira ng'ogusaatukiramu.
Don't just enter this year anyhow.